Hi, friends. Welcome to the Happy Homemaker. I am going to talk today about what I wish I had known as a homemaker. And it's something that's very near and dear to my heart because it has been so long for me. It's been about 22 years since I started this journey, and I've learned so much. And if you don't know me, if this is your first time watching my videos, you probably don't know that homemaking did not come easily to me. It was something that was a struggle from the beginning. I grew up in a household where there wasn't a homemaker. My mother always worked, and we had a lot of hired help. So it was never taught to me what I should do to maintain a house. So when I got married at the age of 21, it was really difficult to find out what to do. All I had were books. I had HGTV, which had a few shows that sometimes talked about homemaking and cleaning. And the internet was not what it is today, about 22 years ago. So I had Martha Stewart, of course, we all did, but those were standards that I was not able to uphold, unfortunately. So it was difficult for me to adjust to all of that, even though I enjoyed all of her content. I needed someone to tell me step by step what to do. So I kind of found my way over the years, and I gave myself permission to enjoy my home, to enjoy taking care of it. And that came with a mindset shift. So I had to change the way that I thought about homemaking, that it was not a chore, that it was something to be enjoyed. It was something that I could, do every day in a schedule form and enjoy myself. And I could take care of my family and have a healthy home for them. So those were things that I used to make sure that I enjoyed my homemaking and doing everything. But it was still difficult. It's hard to get into a routine. And these are things that you do every day, every week, if you're going to be an organized homemaker. So it was difficult for me. So the first thing that I wish I had known as a homemaker is I wish I had known about the power of routines. My homemaking was not organized. I can say it from the start, it was not organized. I would vacuum this week and the next week it wouldn't get done, or I would do dishes in kind of a weird fashion. Sometimes some days they got done, some days they didn't. And the laundry, if I missed one week, I knew that I was going to pay for it next week. Back then, when we first got married, we lived in an apartment complex, and there was one laundry room for that side of the building, and there was another laundry room on the other side of the building. And the one on the other side of the building had much better machines and newer machines. So I would always make the peregrination to that side of the building with my big hamper of clothes. So, it was kind of difficult for me to get that done because that was heavy. We didn't have a cart or anything like that. I should have done that. That would have helped. But doing laundry was difficult. So getting myself motivated to do something that I didn't enjoy doing, or that I honestly didn't think it was my job to do, because back then I was still thinking, okay, somebody else should be taking care of all of these chores. And when I married my husband, he was an assistant at a bank, and it was, difficult, humble beginnings for us. So there was no room for even a cleaning lady once a week to do all of these chores. So I had to learn, and I had to really enjoy doing it and making sure that it got done, because there was nobody else to do it. He worked full time. I was going to college full time because I transferred, and I hadn't gotten my bachelor's degree yet. So I got married at 21. So, the power of routines really helped me to really come to a place where I could enjoy homemaking. Because if everything is disorganized, you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to have any joy doing it. And the word already says it: enjoy. You should have joy in what you're doing. And that's very difficult to do if everything is disorganized. So make a plan. Figure out what you're going to do every morning, every evening, and every week. That's what I did. I broke down my chores into morning chores, evening chores, and weekly chores. So I think the most important one is the evening routine where you get ready for the next day. That completely changed everything that I did. I started setting up the coffee maker every night, making sure that the dishwasher was loaded every night, running the dishwasher every night, making sure that I had my clothes picked out for the next day so that I wouldn't be rushing in the morning. So that evening routine changed everything for the next day. And then my mornings became really peaceful. I had the time to do breakfast dishes before I left for school and later on before I left for work. So you need to organize yourself in that way and pick out those chores that really make a difference in your time. If you work outside of the home, put in a load of laundry before you leave in the morning, and it won't get musty or smelly before you come home at night. I promise you, because I've forgotten, I'm a homemaker, but I've forgotten and I only did it in late afternoon and it was perfectly fine. So that will happen. And these days you can also program your washer to start at a certain point later in the day. So you can do that as well. But do these things in the morning that are going to set up the next day. In the evening they're going to set up the next day, and then in the morning they're going to set up the rest of your day. And if you are a homemaker, you'll have an easier time doing this because you have more time to get the laundry put away, to get the laundry done. So routines were very important. And then picking out what you do every week. Have a routine for the chores that you will complete. If there are chores that you would like to maybe have with your partner, then schedule those. Put those on your calendar. That's so important to do. That's something that I do all the time. I need to get the shower scrubbed on Thursday. That goes on my calendar. It's an appointment that I have with myself. I'm going to be scrubbing the shower from 10 to 10:15. So that's very important to do. And kind of separate the chores that you will do from the chores that your partner will do if you have it like that. If you stay at home and the chores fall to you, which tends to be what happens, then it's even easier because then you are in control of your own time and you can pick and choose when you do these things. So that's number one. It's the power of routines. I wish I had known that when I first started, and I struggled for many years before I found out how to do that. And then number two, it's the power of baby steps. That's a big one. Don't overwhelm yourself. It's so easy to see a house that's completely in disarray and to try to do everything at once. You're not going to get it all accomplished. And if you do, then you're going to be burnt out. So that's going to be a difficult position to put yourself in. You won't want to do it again, I promise you, next week. If you let your house go all week and you have to reset on weekends, that makes things a lot more difficult. Every day, you should have a clear set of things that you do to reset the house. And here's the thing. Think about it this way. It's a mindset shift, right? Your house is supposed to work for you. You don't work for your house. Whether you are a homemaker, whether you work outside of the home, whether you are a man who's looking for a way to organize yourself as a bachelor, or maybe the person that you're living with doesn't do housework. It doesn't matter which position you're in. Your house is supposed to work for you. So if having blankets on the couch serves you well, then it's not messy. It's not a mess to you, right? Then that's okay. But when you come to things like dishes being left in the living room, those are getting dirty, they're getting dusty, they are, you know, get attracting maybe little insects. So you don't want that. That you need to clean up every day. So there are certain things that you need to do every day, but if you take it one step at a time, break it down into smaller steps so that they are all doable. You don't have to clean the bathroom all in one day. I don't clean my bathrooms all in one day. I do chores on Mondays, on Wednesdays, and Fridays. And by Friday, the whole bathroom has been cleaned, but I didn't do it all at once. So I try to break it up like that because I have other things to do. I have things to accomplish. I have a YouTube channel. I'm a writer. I'm writing writing books. So, there are other things that I want to accomplish with my time. And if I do it all at once, it can take away from those other things that I want to accomplish. And it's the same thing with you, whether you are a homemaker or you work, break it down into manageable steps. So even if you only clean the sink and the mirror today, tomorrow you clean the toilet, the day after you vacuum and mop the floors. So, but that also goes with how you prefer to do things. I prefer to do them piecemeal, a little bit at a time. And I think that works really well if you're a homemaker. If you work outside of the home, here's a tip for you. Do all of this on Saturday morning before you leave for whatever you want to do. Organize your day so that you spend 2 hours resetting your house every Saturday morning. And it's still considered baby steps because you've been keeping your house ready the whole week, right? And so you only have weekly chores to do on Saturdays. So those can only take a couple of hours, and then you'll be ready to enjoy your Saturday and your house will be reset. But remember this, don't feel guilty. Don't get into a time where you'll be talking to yourself and having that really negative self talk. It's just a house, it's there to serve you, not the other way around. So remember that. And then number three, I think the power of stacking chores. I do this all the time. Every time I go to the bathroom, I wipe down the mirrors. Another time when I go again, then I wipe down the toilet. And I keep cleaning products in the bathroom, in each bathroom, so that I can just pick it up and clean it. Because if I have to go to my other cabinet where all of the cleaning supplies are stored, I'm probably going to lose motivation and I'm not going to do it. So I keep all of the cleaning products there so I can do a quick wipe down of the bathroom. The same thing in the kitchen. Every time I pass by the kitchen, if there's something that needs to be put away, I put it away. And I don't do it all at once. If somebody left something on the counter, I can put that away myself, or I can call them and say, here, you left this here. Can you please go put it back? Because we all cooperate, and we all are responsible for keeping our house looking nice and being healthy. So that's something that I do all the time. So another thing that I do, stacking chores, every time my coffee is brewing, I am unloading the dishwasher in the morning. So that's something that I do every day. So that it gets done. And think about chores that are close together. Think of things that you can do in the bathroom when you're in there brushing your teeth, when you're brushing your hair. Think of some cleaning chores that you can do quickly. And these things take like 30 seconds and your bathroom looks perfect. If somebody came in, they would think that you are a crazy cleaning person because it makes the bathroom look so good. And only you and I know that it takes 30 seconds to a minute to get all of these things done, but they add up. So that's very important to remember. If you want to stack a chore let's say that every time that you put your clothes away for the day, you make your bed in the morning. So you took your pajamas off, and then when you go to put it away, you know that now it's time to make your bed. So you make your bed in the morning. And I make my bed every morning. This bed gets made as well. This is our guest room. So I think it's very important. I think it makes the bedroom look so much neater. And that's one of those great habits to have. I know a lot of people don't do it because you're just going to get into it at night, but I like to have my bedroom nice and tidy all day. So that's something else, stacking chores. And then number four, the power of daily maintenance, that goes along with everything that I just said. If you keep up your bathroom during the week, when it's time to clean it again on Saturday, assuming that you keep that schedule, or whatever day your cleaning schedule comes to, whether it's a Friday or a Thursday, whenever you do your weekly cleaning, it will be so much easier. It will be so much easier to get everything done that you're accomplishing. Like one of the things I do, I keep a bottle of cleanser and a long handled brush in my shower so that I just scrub all of the tile and I scrub the floor while I'm in there, while I'm showering. It's one of the worst things about cleaning a shower is that you get all sweaty and it takes so long, and I hate it. I hate cleaning showers. So what I do is that I clean it while I'm in there, and nobody ever knows that it got done because it just gets magically cleaned, and people are wondering what happened. But it's because I have these little tricks. I keep scrubbing bubbles and a long-handled brush in the shower, and I scrub everything. And if you want to break it down, if you don't want to do the whole shower at once, do one wall for each time that you shower during the week. By the time you're done, by the time the week is over, you've cleaned that entire shower. The same thing with refrigerators. You know, don't clean the whole refrigerator every week. Take everything out and wipe it down and put everything back. I don't do that. I clean one shelf on each weekday. So one shelf or one drawer on every weekday. And I take things out, I wipe down the shelf, and I return everything. Looking at expiration dates, if there's a science project back there that I missed, that I didn't know about, that comes out, and I wash whatever dish it was in. So, and I do that. Monday, the top shelf gets done. Tuesday, the second shelf gets done. And I, all the way down to the 2 or 3 drawers that we have in the bottom. And then by the end of the week, the whole refrigerator has been cleaned. And I didn't have to do it all in one time. So it's really helpful to break things down and to have that daily maintenance. So that's the fourth thing that I wanted to talk about. So if you vacuum your kitchen every night, it's never going to look dirty, first of all. And it's going to take you 3 minutes, 5 minutes top, especially if you have a vacuum that's not corded. I don't like corded vacuums. I know there are a lot of people who have a lot of feelings about that, but I love my cordless vacuum, and it's just so easy to just go over the kitchen floor at the end of the day, and so that it always seems maintained. So the whole house looks clean. You're taking your dishes to the kitchen, right? Every time you're taking your dishes to the kitchen, you're doing your dishes every night and loading the dishwasher, running the dishwasher at night so that it can be unloaded in the morning, and then everything gets done. There aren't dishes around. Everything that you take out, you put back. That's another great habit to have. And, fluffing pillows, folding blankets, those are things that we all do and that you can do if they upset you. But your house can look lived in. It doesn't have to be perfect all the time. So give yourself a break. Homemaking is supposed to be a joy. It's supposed to be something that you can do that you're like, oh, now that's done. So I feel better. That's how I feel every time I clean my house. And I do a little bit every day. I break it down into minuscule um, chores so that it doesn't feel too difficult. Because if it feels too difficult, chances are it's not going to get done. And I still have to fight that lack of motivation sometimes. And there's a perfect book for this. If you have ever heard of BJ Fogg, I think he's from Stanford University. He wrote this book called Tiny Habits. And it's one of the best books I've ever had. And it has helped me so much with so many things. It has been wonderful to read it and really take in the lessons. I'm going to read it again soon. I read it last year because there are so many lessons in it, and I think it's a constant struggle to get things done and to break them down into manageable steps. And that's what I try to do in every area of my life, with my work on YouTube, my work on books. Just a little bit every day adds up. So that's the way to accomplish your goals, whether you're at home, you're at work, or you go to school. That's the way. Break it down. Baby steps, daily maintenance. Remember these things. So those are the things that I had to share with you today. If you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe. There's that really big subscribe button down there. So if you want to hit that button and subscribe, that would really help out my channel. I share every Friday and every Monday. On Mondays, I have cooking videos. Next week, it's going to be an eclair cake, so be on the lookout for that. It's going to be delicious. It's one of the best desserts I've ever made, so that's going to be next Monday. And today, Friday, is when this video is going to be released. So I hope you'll enjoy it. I hope you'll come back to learn more and give me some ideas in the comments, for what you want to hear about. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you'll come back and I hope you've enjoyed this video.